Shalom Israel, shalom. It's Brother Amaziah. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach, woman like Yahweh Shad, right? I want to give a mighty shalom to all the brothers, the sisters, and children in this truth, right? Keeping the commandments, serving the Lord with sincerity of heart, right? They stand diligent, they stand steadfast and unmovable. They are abstaining from the lust of the world, right? And they keeping the faith in these last days, right? And not getting swayed left and right with all these doctrines and looking back into the old world that they forsook, right? And this is a before count warning, man, right? Hey, it's time to be on fire, right? We can't be slothful in these last days, man, right? Because all hell breaking loose, and you don't want to miss out on the things that the Lord has for us, man. The rewards that the Lord has for us, right? You don't want to turn back into the world and get destroyed with all these other nations, man, right? And get destroyed with the 2/3, right? And you got to stay on fire in these last days, doing everything to make your calling and election sure, right? Let me get this first precept. Let me get this precept in the book of Leviticus, chapter 6 and verse 13. It says, the fire shall ever be burning upon the altar. It shall never go out, right? And the Lord said the fire got to always be burning upon the altar, right? Because the Lord said, let me get this real quick in this precept. The Lord said this in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 16. He said, know ye not that you are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? So, hey, we the temple of the Most High, right? And you know, back in when we had the Levitical priests, right? And they burnt the incense, and they burnt these things upon the altar, the sacrifices. Hey, it is burning forever, man, right? So that's how we got to be in our spirit. We got to be always on fire. It said the Lord is a consumer fire, right? And we got to be like the Lord. We got to always be on fire in this thing, man. Let me go back to Leviticus. Leviticus 6 and 13. The fire shall ever be burning upon the altar. It shall never go out. So even those days when you're feeling low, you feel like you down and out, you probably sinned and fell short, right? Hey, get back up, man. It say a just man falleth 7 times, man, right? But you got to get back up, right? And you got to stay on fire, right? Strengthen those things that's ready to fall, right? Let me get this other precept real quick in the book of Revelation. And this ain't gonna be real long. Brother gotta go to camp. But this is the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 15. It says, I know thy works. Hey, the Lord knows all our works, man. Whether it be in the dark and it be in your secret places, whatever the hell you do, right? Hey, the Lord sees all those things, man, right? So you got to make sure your works is right, man. You got to make sure your works is according to his will, man, right? Read that again. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot, right? I would that thou were cold or hot. And he said he knows your works. You ain't cold or you ain't hot, right? You kind of in between this thing, right? You got your hand on the plow, but you looking back, right? He said you ain't cold, you luke. I'm gonna read on. It says, so then because thou art lukewarm, and a lot of people lukewarm in this thing, right? They in this truth, they might got the fringes, the sisters might got the hair wrap and the dresses on, but they still doing worldly things, right? They still looking back into the world, right? They not fully in this thing all the way, right? It says, so then because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, meaning you either in this thing or you out this thing, right? You can't be halfway in this thing. He said, and so let me read that verse 16. So then because thou art neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth, right? So the Lord's going to spew you out of his mouth. Whether that be destruction, whether that be some type of, you get put to death, that be some type of judgment, right? And you fall out this thing, man. He said he's going to spew you out of his mouth, man, right? I mean, he's not going to be dealing with you no more. That spirit's not going to be in you no more. He's going to take that spirit away like he did Saul, right? So he said you got to be on fire in this thing, right? Is either you going to be in this thing, you cold, you in the world, right? You doing damn madness and wickedness, whatever the hell they do in the world, or you going to be in this truth, serving the Lord, reading, praying, fasting, studying, right? Doing the things that you got to do, right? That's what you got to be doing in these last days, right? All right, let me get one more. I'm going to close out. The book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse number 6, it says, go to the ant, thou sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise, right? So the Lord said, hey, go to the ant, right? Because what does the ant do? It's always moving. It's always working, right? It's always gathered together, right? It's always doing the work, man. Hey, you never see an ant just standing still, right? An ant is always on the move, right? Whether they got a big ass piece of chip in their hand, right? They doing something. They doing the work, man. They feeding their family. They doing what they got to do, man, right? And they going back to the colony, man, right? And they going right back out, right? Going right back out to do the work, right? And that's how we gotta be in this thing. That's why the Lord said, go to the ant, because you can use the nature around you to push you in this thing, right? To make you increase, right? You gotta use the things around you sometimes. So the Lord said, go to the ant, right? So with that, I'm gonna close out, right? Hey, stay on fire in these last days, right? Do the work, right? Do everything you can, right? To make your calling and election sure, right? Stay on fire in these last days and don't get lukewarm and turn back to. Actually, let me get one more, Salaki. Let me get one more, if I can find this precept. Salakia. See if I can find this precept. See if I can find this. Salakia. Salakia. See if I can find this precept. Salakia. Damn, can I find this precept? Lord willing, I can find this. If not, I'm gonna close out. Salakia. Right, but you don't want to turn. I can't find the precept, but you don't want to turn back to this world, man. Right? You don't want to turn back and look back like Lot's wife did, man. Right? You don't want to turn. Let me. I think I know where it's at. Salakia. Here it is, right here. It says, the book of 1 Peter, all praise to the Most High. The book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, and verse number, where I want to start at, and verse number, and verse number 6. It says, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemning them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after shall live ungodly, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversations of the wicked. Right? For that righteous man dwelling among them, seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation. Right? That's not what I want. Let me go into that account real quick. Salaki. Let me go into that account. The book of Genesis, chapter 19, and verse number 25, right? Because Job and his family, they was in Sodom and Gomorrah, and the Lord sent out these angels to see all the wickedness that was going on in that place, right? And the Lord said he destroyed that place, man, because it was wicked, right? It says, then the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven, right? And he overthrew the cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities, and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife, he talking about Lot's wife, but his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. Right? So you don't look back into this world, man, right? Like Lot's wife did. She looked back into the wicked world, whatever the hell she had back there, and the Lord destroyed her, right? So you want to stay firm in this truth, stay 10 toes down in this truth, man, right? And keep the commandments, right? Keep the faith, right? And endure, man, right? So with that, I'm going to give a Kwame Asharala, Shalom.